Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into rare coins, valuable collectibles, or just love finding out about hidden treasures, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about a coin you might have in your pocket right now, the 2001 1-cent coin. You might think it's just a regular penny, but stick around, because this coin is actually worth way more than its face value. Let's dive in and explore its history, value, and why this penny might be worth big money today. Here it is, the 2001 1-cent coin, minted in Denver. At first glance, it might look like any other penny you have laying around, but this little coin holds a lot of secrets that you won't want to miss. Before we dive into the 2001 specifically, let's take a quick look at the history of the penny itself. The US penny has been in circulation since 1793, and over the years, it's seen numerous design changes. The most well-known version, featuring Abraham Lincoln, was introduced in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of his birth. This was an important moment in the history of American currency, and the Lincoln penny remains one of the most iconic coins in the world. The design we see today was first issued in 1959, and it features the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side, which remained until 2009. In 2009, the US Mint released a series of 4 new reverse designs to commemorate Lincoln's 200th birthday. These changes were a big deal for collectors, as it was the first time in decades that the reverse design of the penny had been altered. And that brings us to the 2001 1-cent coin. Now, let's get into the meat of the topic. The 2001 penny was part of the series featuring the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and it's an interesting year because it was the last year this design was used before the Lincoln Shield design was introduced in 2010. So, the 2001 1-cent coin holds a place in history as one of the final versions of this classic design, making it an important coin for any collector. In 2001, the US Mint struck around 10 billion 1-cent coins, making this year's penny common in terms of circulation. However, there are certain factors that make some of these coins much more valuable than others. So, even though the 2001 is a common coin, if you come across the right one, you might be holding a hidden treasure. One of the main factors that can drive up the value of a coin is minting errors. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, and they can result in a variety of oddities, like doubled images, misstrikes, or off-center designs. Some of these errors are so rare and striking that they can push the value of a coin from just 1 cent to hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. For instance, some 2001 pennies were struck with double dies, creating a doubled image on the date, letters, or even the Lincoln Memorial. These double dies can be pretty subtle, but they are highly sought after by collectors because they are unique. A small variation in the design can make all the difference in the value of a coin. If you find one of these double-die 2001 pennies, you could be sitting on a small fortune. But it's not just minting errors we should be looking for. Another factor that plays into the value of a coin is its condition. Most pennies you come across are in circulated condition, meaning they've been used in everyday transactions and show signs of wear. However, there's a special group of collectors who focus on finding coins in high-grade or uncirculated condition. An uncirculated coin is one that has never been used in circulation, meaning it was either kept in perfect condition by a collector or was somehow preserved right after being minted. These coins tend to have sharp details, bright luster, and little to no wear on them. Even a coin that's only slightly uncirculated, with just a little bit of wear, can be worth much more than face value. So, if you come across a 2001 penny that looks shiny and almost new, it's worth looking into. So, what's the real worth of the 2001 penny? Well, most of the time, if you find a 2001 penny in your pocket or loose change, it's worth its face value, just 1 cent. But for certain coins, particularly those with rare minting errors or in pristine condition, the value can increase significantly. Here's where it gets interesting. Here's a quick breakdown of what you might expect a typical 2001 penny in average circulated condition, worth about 1 cent. An uncirculated 2001 penny, worth anywhere from $1 to $3. A 2001 penny with a significant minting error, like a doubled die or a significant misstrike, can be worth anywhere from $10 to $1,000 or more, depending on the rarity and quality of the error. And here's a fun fact, there's actually been reports of some 2001 pennies with errors selling for as much as $1,500 at auction. Imagine buying a penny at a store for just 1 cent and turning around to sell it for hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. That's the kind of value we're talking about here. But, of course, not every 2001 penny will be worth big money. Most of them you find in circulation won't be worth more than a few cents, or maybe $1 if they are in perfect condition. But the key is in looking for the details. The minting errors, the doubling, the misstrikes, and the overall condition of the coin can drastically affect its value. Coins are often graded by professional companies based on their condition, and this grading process is key to determining a coin's value. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. Even a 2001 penny in a high grade, say a grade of 65 or higher, could be worth significantly more than just a penny. So, if you're interested in finding out whether the 2001 penny in your collection is valuable, here's a quick tip: start by inspecting the coin for any doubling in the date, letters, or image. Look closely at the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Any distortions or signs of a misstrike could mean it's a valuable error coin. Also, if the coin looks brand new with no signs of wear, it might be worth having it professionally graded. Take a magnifying glass to your pennies and examine them under good lighting. Focus on the areas that are most commonly affected by minting errors. This includes the date, the motto, "In God We Trust," and the columns of the Lincoln Memorial. If you spot any abnormalities, it might be worth taking the coin to a professional for a more thorough examination. To sum it up, while the 2001 1-cent coin may look like just another penny in your change jar, it's actually a coin that holds a lot of potential value. Even though the 2001 penny is one of the most common coins in circulation, the right error or high-grade version of it could be worth a lot more than you think. So, the next time you're going through your spare change or browsing through your collection, keep an eye out for this little gem. Who knows? You might just have a valuable treasure on your hands. Remember, it's all about the details, condition, rarity, and even those quirky errors can make all the difference. If you liked this video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on future videos. And as always, happy hunting! Next, 2006 1-cent United States of America coins. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in the world of numismatics, and trust me, it's a real jaw-dropper. We're talking about the 2006 1-cent coin, or more specifically, a rare variety of this coin that's worth an unimaginable amount of money, $80 million. You heard me right, $80 million. Let's get into the history, the mystery, and what makes this particular penny so valuable. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is this 2006 penny? On the surface, it looks like any other modern-day 1-cent piece, right? With Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, and the Lincoln Memorial gracing the reverse side, it's one of the most recognizable coins in the U.S. But the thing is, this 2006 penny isn't like your average change. In fact, it's not even supposed to be in circulation. It's part of a rare set of errors that make certain pennies from this year, and a few others, extremely valuable. See the difference? Notice how the date, the lettering, and even the details of Abraham Lincoln's face are slightly duplicated. That's the result of this minting error. It's subtle, but it's there. And because it's so rare, a penny with this double die error can fetch incredible prices at auction. So, what's the story behind these rare coins? Well, the 2006 penny in question is known as the double die penny. It's a specific type of minting error where the design on the coin is doubled. This happens during the production process, when the die used to stamp the coin is improperly aligned during minting, resulting in a doubled image. For some reason, this error is particularly rare and highly coveted by collectors. The story behind the error begins at the US Mint. As coins are being struck, the dies, those are the tools used to imprint the design onto the metal, can sometimes become misaligned. While this doesn't usually happen, when it does, it can lead to a double die error. In most cases, these errors are caught quickly and the coins are either corrected or discarded, but some slip through the cracks. That's what happened with a very small number of 2006 pennies, the thing that makes these particular coins even rarer is how few of them actually made it into circulation. Imagine this, millions of pennies are struck every year, but only a handful of them end up with this mistake, and even fewer survive in good condition. So, finding one of these coins today is like finding a needle in a haystack. For years, coin collectors have been scouring their change, searching for that one elusive 2006 double-die penny. And when they find one, it's a cause for celebration. Many of these pennies end up being sold at auctions, where the bidding can get fierce. Some have even been bought by private collectors for astronomical sums, with the most valuable examples pushing the limits of what most people could ever imagine paying for a penny. Now, don't get confused. Not every 2006 penny is worth millions. In fact, most are still worth just 1 cent. If they are not in excellent condition, they'll fetch only a small amount, maybe 10 to 50 cents. But a few rare examples of the 2006 double-die penny have sold for prices that will make your head spin. Some have even reached up to $80 million. Let me put this into perspective for you. This isn't just some lucky coin, it's a rare piece of history. The $80 million 2006 double-die penny isn't the first of its kind to break records, but it's certainly one of the highest priced in recent years. It's a testament to how valuable coins can be when rarity, error, and collector interest align in such a unique way. So, why is this particular penny so valuable? It's all about rarity and demand. The 2006 double-die penny is incredibly rare, and collectors are willing to pay big money to own a piece of this coin's history. There are only a handful of these errors in existence, and that rarity makes them worth a small fortune. Imagine the thrill of finding something like this in your pocket change. You're just going through your coins, and suddenly, you spot it. It might look like a regular penny at first, but upon closer inspection, you see the double-die error, a clear sign of rarity and value. The quest for rare coins isn't just about money, it's about preserving a piece of history. When you hold one of these coins, you're holding something that was struck with a flaw that most people will never even know exists. It's a connection to a moment in time when a tiny mistake turned into a priceless treasure. Coins like the 2006 double-die penny have become the holy grail for collectors. Auction houses around the country have seen fierce bidding wars over these rare finds. People are willing to pay tens of millions of dollars to own one of these rare pennies, knowing they might be holding on to something that could appreciate in value even more as the years go on. So, what does this mean for the average person? If you're sitting at home with a jar of old coins, now might be the time to dig through it. Sure, finding a coin worth millions is incredibly unlikely, but it's not impossible. Imagine that 2006 penny you've overlooked could be the one to make you a millionaire. The rarity of these coins means that even a small number of them could change the life of a collector or a lucky individual who happens upon one. Thanks for watching. If you've got a jar full of pennies or old coins, you might want to take a closer look. You never know, you could be holding on to the next big treasure. And who knows? That humble penny could be worth more than you ever imagined.